right. Welcome to Acute Media Live. I'm not in my typical space today. I'm in Jackie's office, actually. Is it your office?
Office / green room /
Ooh, the green room. Well, the green room, I like green room better.
Yeah.
We'll go with green room, yeah. That makes me feel important. And Ryan's with us. Ryan and Jackie from Heliosphere are on today. And so I'm going to be kind of out of sorts until I get kind of in the flow of things here for a minute because I'm just out of my element, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'll still be goofy, for sure. Welcome onto the show. It's nice to finally have you on. I know we've been talking about this for a couple of years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it's okay. What's going on with the band now? I think you got a new bass player, was it, that I saw last?
Yes, we do. We have Zach Jackson now as the bass player. He took over when Matt decided to do Devil Pill full time.
He's good.
He is.
He's really good. See, what show was that recently? Was it the Black Hole Zion show? And,
Yes.
And
yeah.
Who else was there? The other guys. You have so many shows here that it's probably hard to
Escape
remember.
Plan 79.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I missed them. I got here too late.
Yeah, after a while, you do so many shows, every band kind of bleeds together, and it's like, were they on that bill? No, they were on the other bill.
You guys are episode 234, so it gets like that with me too. I don't even remember when I did my last show. Well, I do because it was Tuesday, but I don't remember who was on. Maintenance. It was Maintenance, the one I told you about from New York, and Within a Reverie from Orlando. Anyway, that was the Thanksgiving soiree. That was my Thanksgiving show that I do, and it was just a bunch of bullshitting, basically. Mm-hmm. And the guy from Within a Reverie actually wore a hot dog suit.
Nice.
So I mean, it was, and Bo was there. You remember Bo?
Yeah.
He was okay. Bo got there late. Actually, I posted a clip to Instagram. I don't know if you saw it, but I renovated my studio space. I took out the wall that was in between, like, the bedrooms. I just took out one of the walls. So now it's, one side's podcast and one side's music. Well, there's a window to my right now, and somebody just starts knocking on the window. And Bo was supposed to be there, but I just figured something came up, and he couldn't make it. And then it was louder. And I was like, well, I'm going to write Audio-Technica because these are supposed to be noise-canceling headphones. I shouldn't be able to hear him. And then he starts pounding, like, vibrating the wall, like things were shaking. I was like, I better see this. If it's the cops, I mean, I'm just going to wave at him and come back. But it was Bo, and I had to get up and go let him in. So he was late, but he made it. It was fun. We had a good time. We talked about a lot of things, a lot of different things, and what the bands were doing, and turkey. And did you guys have a nice turkey day?
Yeah.
Did you eat a lot?
Not a whole lot.
Did you have to cook?
I did have to mash the potatoes.
Well, that counts, I think, as cooking. Did you have to cook, Ryan?
No. We usually go down. My parents, we're from Braxton County, and my wife helps out my mom with, like, the sides and stuff.
I think Thanksgiving's a female cooking holiday.
Unless you're deep frying the turkey.
Well, I mean, they can do that, too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, after me and my wife got together, I like to eat, and she's not always there sometimes, so it's like...
Do you like to cook also?
Yeah, how did you do that? I like to eat. Cooking is just becoming a decent cook was just a side effect of wanting to eat. Eat
what's
good food.
What's your specialty to make?
It's actually, I make my own homemade teriyaki sauce. And I usually cut chicken up into chunks. I season it, I cook it up and make my sauce off to the side, bed of rice.
Nice.
I usually go cheap with the broccoli, just a steamed bag of veggies.
Now, okay, this is important. With broccoli, do you care if it's crunchy or does it have to be like a super tender thing? Or like I like mine almost mushy.
Slight crunch.
Really?
Slight crunch. A good in between, I think.
I had one of those P.F. Chang things the other night, the beef and broccoli thing, and I was like, this is going to be bomb. Well, the steak sucked, for one thing. But the sauce was fine, but the broccoli was just the ends. The ends were okay.
Yeah.
Because
honestly,
man,
I could
stalk or whatever.
Yeah, I could eat it anyway, as long as it's seasoned good. That's the main thing, I think.
Like the broccoli, you mean?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had? There's I think I hate dropping brand names, but the steam in the bag kind in the frozen food section.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Yeah, they have a ranch broccoli one. Have you had that one? Like a ranch? Yeah, it's actually surprisingly good.
I'd give it a shot.
I don't know about ranch on broccoli, but
I'll eat any food. Like, I'll try anything.
and ranch goes on everything for the most part.
For the most
Even pancakes, you know what I mean?
I don't know about that.
What about you, Jackie? Do you cook at all?
Occasionally.
Deep fried turkey?
I've done that. Yeah.
Have you? Is it difficult to do? Because I've heard people like starting fires and things like that.
You got to make sure that, like, you know, it's been a while since I've done one. God.
You should do one and then, like, you know, like do it here out on the sidewalk because it is just like a.
Yeah, at least I got the fire department right there.
Yeah,
burn
that's what I mean.
something
Yeah,
down.
you're good. Yeah, I'm sure you're good friends with them. We don't want to probably really want to be good friends with them, you know, for that reason. But.
Catch me doing something like that. I'd be like Doc handling that plutonium and Back to the Future, you know, just...
Oh, yeah.
What?
You could sell turkey legs,
Yeah.
you know, at a show.
Hey,
It'd be like a turkey trot.
yeah.
You could try whatever bands do. I don't know what I'm talking about. We were. Let's go ahead and play one of your songs. That way, you know, people don't know who you are. I don't know why. Because I didn't hit pause. Good thing it was on mute, right?
Yeah.
I muted it. I got it, guys. This is me.
You guys just put this out, this EP, what, at the beginning of the year, I'm thinking, or when was this? Exactly.
Yeah, it would have came out at the beginning of the year. We had sat on it for a while because when Matt and I first wrote all the songs that are on there, we were just a two-piece. We didn't have a drummer yet.
How'd that go?
It was
I'm in a two-piece now, so yeah.
well,
Three-piece.
It was we were coming out of being in Devil Pill and the pandemic had just started.
Yeah.
And
You needed something to do, basically.
well, it was the band had kind of broke up because of just the uncertainties of things.
Yeah.
Didn't know if we'd ever get to play shows and when we would. So Alex had left the band and then Charlie left the band, so it was just Matt and I, and we continued as Devil Pill as a two-piece, and we just re-recorded backing tracks for the drums and the bass for it.
Yeah. That's
and
tough.
we did that for a while.
It's a lot of work, really.
And the music that we started writing, just me and him, was totally different than what the Devil Pill stuff was. So we decided hey, we should just rebrand and be something different. And we came up with Heliosphere, and we did the first 4 songs. We had them recorded. We had everything done for it.
You did the recording here, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, because this is also a studio.
Yeah. So we had everything done for it, and Jacob had applied for a drum teaching position here.
Mm-hmm.
And
What were the requirements for him to get in as a teacher, just out of curiosity? What were you looking for?
Well, he submitted a resume, and he has a background through Glenville State,
Mm-hmm.
doing percussion ensemble and stuff, and teaching there. So, you know, he
I know you can't say too much because he might. Well, he's probably not watching, and he's not here, so he can't defend himself, which is fine.
No,
We'll punish him the next time you guys are on. We'll have him.
Oh, yeah, don't remind me of that. Like,
So I hired him as my drum instructor here, and within I don't know, the first month or so, I was like, "Do you want to play in a band?" And he was like,
Yeah.
"Well, let me hear your stuff." And so I
Is that what he said? Really? I would have said yes. You know, just say yes,
'cause
we
We had a lot of similar
worry about
interests in music,
Yeah.
so I was like, "Would you want to play in our band?" And he's like, "Yeah, let me hear the stuff." And he was initially supposed to be. So the first show that we did as Heliosphere was Matt and I at 1-2-3, and it was Ravenmocker, Trainwrecked, and Cult of Crawley.
That's a good lineup.
And we tried to get Jacob to play on that, but he only had 2 weeks.
To prepare.
Yeah. So he's like, "Not this one, fellas.
Yeah.
Next one."
Yeah. That's good.
But yeah, so we got Jacob. So then we ended up re-recording.
You should have told him that hey, you're very good at drums, and I love having you here at the studio. But we really need a singer in our band. You want to be our singer? That's what you should have said. Just kind of ha ha ha.
But so yeah, we ended up re-recording the drums with Jacob, and ended up putting it out at the first part of the year.
Now drums are very difficult to record,
They are.
especially if you don't have like if you're DIYing everything. You know, I've seen people actually put microphones inside their toms. I don't know how. You would think that would be worse than just mounting them, right? I don't know why you would do that.
I don't know why you would put them
I
inside.
imagine that would clip.
Yeah, like inside the heads and everything, inside the actual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that would clip the mic every single time.
You would think, yeah.
I don't know.
I never heard the recording, but I saw them at a place once, and
I usually just mic the tom straight on up top at a little bit of an angle.
but I mean,
usually two.
The thing is that how do you keep the other stuff from picking up the other stuff?
It's all
That's
it's all the type of the mic that you use,
Mhm.
and then gating. You use the gates on.
I know
your
nothing
drums.
about recording. I know nothing about podcasting either, but I do it anyway.
Yeah.
I do it anyway. I buy the easiest things to use. Where there's YouTube instructional videos I can watch.
Yeah.
With a guy with a lisp. I can't remember his name, but I'm not gonna shout him out on the show because I can remember his name, and that's mean anyway, right? I kind of jumbled the order. So instead of listening to Helion first, because Helion's probably my favorite one, so we'll listen to that last. So
Okay.
So Curator first.
Okay.
Now it's hard to ask you what the song's about, based on the name, but it might be, you might be able to explain it, because you're an instrumental band.
Right.
What do you think?
You see first I just want to start off by saying that none of what anybody's about to hear has me on it.
What? You should re-record it.
We are.
We're in the
Demand it.
process of that right now. Like there's harmonized guitars. There's a guitar solo now.
Was it all you, Jackie, playing all the parts?
On
Sorry to
here,
interrupt you.
yes.
No,
Yeah. For guitar wise, it was all me.
It's my band.
Matt recorded all the bass tracks, and then Jacob did the drums, and then Matt and I both did the synth stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would demand a re-recording or just new songs altogether.
Well, yeah, they all sound. All of these songs sound way different because Zach has rewritten all of the bass parts. They're all completely new songs now.
That's good. Yeah.
Completely. There's like I said, a lot of harmonized guitar parts and a lot of moving pieces. They're the same skeletally. They have the same skeleton.
Structure. Yeah, they're just better. They're better.
Improved.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you did have a singer for a little bit, but every time I watch you guys play, I always have something going on in my head lyrically, and that's not, I don't even know what it is. It's kind of like speaking in tongues, like the actual art of speaking in tongues or whatever they call it, or the actual thing like preachers do or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm hearing. It's not like the band or anything, but that's what's going on. Like I'm hearing something singing, but I don't think it needs to be there,
And that's
really
what
doesn't. It's not in the way, but I don't think it needs to be there.
Yeah, and we've thought about that too. And it's like if we do decide to ever have a singer, it has to be the right fit. Yeah,
like the exact fit.
Because everybody that has heard us, they always say as the instrumental, I can visualize and picture different things, as opposed to when you have a singer, you're kind of focusing on what's the vocals, what's he saying here?
Yeah.
So everybody gets their own.
Well, how did you land on Curator then, for a name?
Matt came up with that name.
Yeah.
Matt came up with all the names for pretty much all the songs.
Heliosphere, I did find when I was on Instagram and making the story for the to announce the show. There's a folk band called Heliosphere.
And there's EDM.
There's several
Heliosphere
entities
overseas somewhere.
But this is the best
tagged.
one. This is the best Heliosphere you'll hear. These guys are good.
Yeah.
But this is Curator by Heliosphere, and the EP is called Creatures. Creatures. I'm turn it down a tad. that's badass. I think it deserves a good job, guys.
Way to go, guys.
Yeah, Ryan. You need to. They were telling me where his Ryan's solo would be, in that, and yeah, I can hear it. But I was trying to get him to do it just on the microphone. I was gonna, kind of turn the music down a tad and just have him go.
Yeah, well, there's a reason I'm not the singer. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, but I mean, with sounds and things. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Sounds.
Jackie's probably blown away. Like, what, you do it like every other time talking about guitar parts, and now the one time.
He
Yeah.
does. Like when
Now's your chance, right?
when we're practicing or working on new stuff, he'll be like he'll like sing out little guitar lines or riffs. And
How's it go? Can you do it?
the guitar solo?
Yeah.
It's a lot
Like
of
with your mouth.
It's a lot of finger tapping stuff.
No, with your mouth,
Like-
like right now. There you go. Come on.
So, yeah.
Good job. I use these sound effects. This was like overkill on Tuesday. Just everything, because there's that, and it was getting crazy. But yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
Do it again.
No.
No, I'm kidding. No, that was.
One more.
But yeah, you do kind of when you're watching you guys play, when anybody is, you can hear something going on, because I think people expect, when there's a band playing, people expect to hear somebody singing, because that's the thing that bands do.
Yeah.
So you can hear that, but it's just interesting that it's not there. For one thing, it's interesting that it's not there. It's kind of like Amavashi that we listened to at the beginning,
Yeah.
that opened. It's just like that. Of course, they have a singer now, but if you don't know the songs, you don't know what's coming next. You don't know what the band's going to do, and that's what makes it so interesting. Like, are they going to continue on this beat, or is it going to switch? How do you just kind of get together when you get together to play or practice? Do you just somebody starts a riff, or Jacob starts a drum beat? Like, if you're trying to write something new, I mean, how does that process work when you guys write?
Usually, like nowadays, because you see, we're in a very interesting spot because the whole Creatures EP and all of our songs really. When me, Jacob, and Zach joined the band, they were already a thing. Like, whenever I joined, all of these songs had already been recorded and it had been released out before I even joined, right? So,
Right, yeah.
it was really like a big listening to it, like having nothing but these songs in my head, thinking of my ideas guitar-wise, and like I've been taking lessons again. I've been taking lessons on and off ever since I started playing.
Lessons
really.
are good, though. I should probably start taking lessons again.
Yeah.
I'm the one that needs lessons. He's the one that's always quoting theory to me, and I'm like, I have no clue.
Yeah. So it was like an artist's canvas, if you will. These songs were already a thing, and it was very easy. I think I actually like.
Do you guys actually have sheet music for this stuff, like notes and everything?
I haven't written. I have tabs. I have
Yeah.
like a little notebook of
Really?
tabs that I write
Is
out.
that a thing for bands? Do bands actually do that, or they just kind of know it? Like, we haven't done that, so
I can't read music.
yeah.
And I'm all self-taught, so when I come up with a riff, it's always me noodling around and then trying to find what fits
With it,
and if it sounds right, because like he will explain things to me like this riff that you did is in whatever, but then you threw this note in here that doesn't belong with that, but it fits.
Right,
Like,
yeah, like
a
minor. Or
basically what Jackie does a lot, he writes in a lot of modes. A lot of modes, and it's really cool, but it also keeps me on my toes whenever I'm trying to think of a lead guitar part, because I'm like, now wait a second.
Theory-wise,
Yeah.
I guess key and stuff.
Yeah, currently writing this one called Dunes, and it's like in the fourth mode of a harmonic minor scale, which
What?
is like closer to Dorian, but it has a sharp 4 in it.
Nobody-
And it's
nobody-
like,
some people know what you're talking about.
yeah, well, some people know what I'm talking about more than I do. My guitar teacher had to lay that one out for me.
And you probably had to remember or memorize the phrase that he told you that was.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I got it whenever he said it, and I know how it works, but it's not
Yeah.
like I could kind of come to that on my
So
own.
have you studied music? Like,
Yeah, I went to WVU for a couple years
did I.
doing music performance for
I didn't learn
classical
anything,
and
but,
jazz
yeah.
guitar, studying under a man named Scott Elliott.
Okay.
I don't think he teaches there anymore, though. He taught at West Liberty,
don't remember
JMU, and WVU.
I was there 99 to 01.
Oh,
I was in the Mountaineer marching band.
oh, hey, same here.
But and it's only trombone notes that I knew or that know.
Yeah.
I really don't even know them now. But
Played saxophone.
did you
Mm-hmm.
in the marching band?
Mm-hmm.
Was it just a great experience? You know?
It was. It's
It's
not
a family.
much can-
It's a family. Damn it.
yeah, a big 400-person family.
Let's see. We had 10 charter buses.
Yeah,
Was that
same.
it? Yeah.
Same. We went to New York City.
We had a bus 5 cheer. I'm sure you guys had your bus antics.
Antics.
Yeah. We're not really supposed to discuss that.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm
yeah.
sworn to secrecy. So.
But I was in Phi Mu Alpha. I'm sure you've heard of Phi Mu Alpha, the
I
music
have.
fraternity. I'm in that. Or not was. I am in that sort of. But
They were on the outside good kids.
they're well. When I was in it, we were hellions. You know.
Yeah.
We were good, I think, but it's fun. That's when you have to really learn how to sing, like
Yeah.
the real way. Like doing the
Solfege.
alma mater with the band is one thing, you know, and
Right.
you're a group of 400 some people, but you know, when you're a little tiny pledge class, you know, there's like you and like 4 other dudes, and you're singing to somebody on the high street in like midnight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing we had to do, but you have to really sing your part, and I hated every minute of it. You know,
I know.
Hate
Well,
it.
I wasn't in it, right? But
I'll
you know,
sing
I
that.
know like in my oral theory classes, I had to
Oral.
learn.
You said oral. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's like you had to. They handed you your solfege. You know, you had to do solfege, and it's like, well, if he's singing,
What's that?
Do re. Mi,
Oh.
fa.
I should know that.
Yeah, do re mi fa sol la ti do. So you know, you'd sing stuff that way, and they put you through the ringer.
So
up
you've
there.
been in the Falbo, right? The Falbo Theater.
Yeah.
In the CAC. It's not even called the CAC anymore, right? Didn't they change the name?
I don't know. It was still the Creative Arts Center whenever I left in
I thought I saw
2012, so.
something somewhere that it was like somebody must have donated some money and named it after them. It was something like that. You know, like you got like Mine Pushkar Stadium. It's something like that.
Right.
I
just
think I saw it
cracks
on
me up.
Google Earth actually. I'm a big googly Earth person. You ever get on Google Earth and
Search
search
and find
and just
stuff.
fly around the world and explore new fascinating places?
Yeah.
You know.
I actually watched what is it? Is that on the Smithsonian Channel or something? Where there's that TV series where they do that, like search
Really?
the Earth with like Google stuff and zoom in and find things. Like,
Oh, like weird things.
yeah.
There's I think it's TikTok. I don't like TikTok that much, but there is some things on there that's weird. But yeah, there's a guy on there that does Google Earth searches and it's just like, check this out is all it says, and then he'll put the coordinates in and just make it so you can find it yourself. And I've looked up sometimes it's either like blips on the map or something where the map just wasn't, or it's blurred out, and it's like, why is this blurred out? It's like the middle of the ocean. Like, why is this
Yeah.
blurred out? What's there? But
We'll never know. The government-
TikTok is just like the internet on steroids. I mean,
Yes,
it
it is.
like the internet is the internet, but TikTok is a whole different level. But I'm mainly on it, like that algorithm they have. Like mine's dialed in perfectly. It's just food
Yeah.
talk, so lots of good cooking,
Not
lots
music?
of good food.
You would think-
Oh, there's plenty of
Yeah,
music,
yeah.
and there's music, and then there's funny pet videos, and those are the only 3 things that ever
Nice
pop up
mix
on
of
my
things.
algorithm. Yeah, so.
See, I as soon as I discovered, I knew Instagram was there, but as soon as I got in and dove into it, I don't even go to Facebook. I go on Facebook to update the Keep Me Alive page, and that's it. And I get stuck on something, but then I'm just like, I gotta go figure, because even though it's owned by the same people, but it's 2 completely different platforms.
It is. Yeah.
And my algorithm on Instagram is perfect. It's bands, and that's I'm always constantly looking for new bands. To
Yeah,
interview.
absolutely. And there are a lot of them out there. Like, it's funny. A lot of people say that, well, the guitar heroes are gone, and
Yeah.
nobody makes music. And it's like, buddy, you're just not looking in the right place.
There
'cause it's,
is a bunch of. There's always going to be a bunch of bands and a bunch of musicians, but like the ones that I've found, just from that algorithm. I guess some of them pay for sponsor to show up in your stories and stuff, but that it works. But it's just like, none of these bands really sound alike. They do if you're that kind of person that just doesn't really listen. But if you really listen to these bands, they sound like who they are. Like, you guys sound like Heliosphere. I can't think of any band that sounds like this.
well,
There are bands that sound like it, but not not
Yeah.
all the parts. You know?
I'm going to name drop these guys real quick.
Go ahead.
Look at Cult of Crowley.
Okay.
That band honestly blew me away. Like my very first time watching it, and you can put your finger on like who they sound like sometimes,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah, I
then
can
they
do that
go
too
into
with things,
this
but-
next song, and it's just the
completely
heaviest,
different.
gnarliest, and their vocal
the best.
talent is like.
Yeah, the
You-
way,
you don't
the way
hear
they
vocal.
harmonize their vocals is really cool. It's to me, it reminds me of like the old Alice in Chains type stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
And see, what's nice about that, you just you hear certain like this guy sounds like Jonathan Davis from Korn, but the band doesn't sound like Korn.
Right.
You know, there's
Yeah.
certain elements of things, and I don't even like comparing bands to like, okay, you sound like this. My buddy Harmon, he lives up in like near State College and stuff. He'll come on and co-host with me sometimes, and he will say, okay, that sounds like this, that sounds like this, and that sounds like this, and it does, but then he always follows it up with, but it's not exactly like that. You know, it's all that in one, plus it's whatever. And I don't think bands do that on purpose. I don't think they're actually going, we don't want to sound like them. We don't, but we do. But that's our influence. I don't think they do that. I think it just happens like that, where they're their own sound. That's
yeah, it does. Like it's weird because like sometimes you'll write a riff and not even realize that it sounds like something.
Yeah.
That like you'll write something and then like they'll say like, well, that sounds like this or whatever, and you'll be like, holy crap, like it does. Like I haven't listened to that band in years, but like the bands that you truly like it does come through because I mean that's what you listen to forever.
I took a break the other night when we were practicing. Me, Rick, and Rob, we were practicing. I took a little break because I'd been in there for a while. And is that the doorbell?
Yep.
Maybe it's Bo.
Maybe.
He was late for the last show. Do you want me to get it?
I don't know.
That means you guys would have to talk.
No, you can talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody either came in.
It's probably Jacob.
But I locked
If it's
the
Jacob,
door.
then you guys are
It would have to be
relieved.
Jacob, 'cause, he's the
I'll
one
drill
that's
him.
got a key.
Oh, Jacob has a key?
Yeah.
I wouldn't give him a key anyway. Rob has a key in my house. No, we started. Well, I took a break and walked out for a little bit, but Rick and Rob started playing like House of Rising Sun in their own way. But it was the same chords and
Right. Yeah.
So Rob yelled. He goes, "Come here," because I sing. So he's like, "Come here." So I went in there and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna sing that. He's like, just. So I was quiet and I started playing my D-Fan, which is that synth over there. I started playing that, and then I just went with it with some lyrics, and it turned into something. But it was. They kind of got out of those chords and into something else, but it was still the same beat, and it
Right. Yeah.
it was interesting. It was it went on for like 38 minutes.
Well, the
So-
best things, man, musically are usually borrowed. Like the best things, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Right,
Like
exactly.
there's only so many combinations of chords and
Like
riffs.
G, C, and D, but you can use those in so many ways. Like
Yeah, and musical talent is so crazy, man. Because somebody like, okay, so one of my favorite bands of all time, Pink Floyd, right? Was watching something with them where they were talking is like, you can take Nick Mason out of the picture, right, and replace him with the best drummer on the planet. Get a studio musician in who can play any genre, play anything.
put
you
Danny
put in
Carey
front
on
of
that
him.
from Tool.
Yeah, exactly. And it would sound good, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not going to sound
Yeah.
bad, but it's not going to sound like Pink Floyd. Like you can't.
It'll have that
recreate-
element, but it won't have. It would be. It'll probably have some, really fast drums and weird toms that Danny Carey does. But
Right,
yeah,
like I talk
think that's
about
badass.
theory sometimes and stuff, but to me, man, it's not even important. There are bands that I grew up like Pink Floyd and stuff that I absolutely love who don't know.
was it the Latter-day Saints kids?
No.
But they don't know theory, and like I love them. Like I'm gushing meeting these guys, right? Like oh
yeah.
my god,
Yeah,
and
sure.
it's just music is awesome like that. You can't get two people to play the same thing and have it sound the same.
Since we're kind of on that influence thing, let's talk influences. Heliosphere influences, I guess, or just individual. If you want to do that, let's just do the individual influences.
I think individual will be good because I mean that.
individual and your favorite type of candy bar.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Individual influences for me. Devin Townsend.
Okay.
Like a lot of his stuff. He's a big influence on the way that I play. And then there for the longest time, I was writing everything in open C. So, because he uses an open C tuning.
I see. I see.
Yeah. But,
That's what I did there?
But with the band, like, we've had to switch everything, so we're in drop C.
So Rob started playing in drop C. I'm like, quit changing it, you know? Anyway.
So he's probably like one of my biggest influences. I do like Ben Sharp, who is the guy from Cloud Kicker. He's an instrumental guy from Ohio. Mm-hmm. Really, really cool stuff. For the longest time, Adam Jones, a Tool, was another influence of mine growing up.
We were just talking about Danny Carey when you walked out.
Yeah. So those are like probably some of my big influences, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Oh, favorite candy bar.
Favorite candy bar. Payday.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I'll take it. I'll accept it.
I don't know, man. Like, it ranged a lot growing up. I went through, like, this alternative phase where, like, the first phase I went through, I think, was the classic rock phase, AC/DC and stuff. And then I got into, like, a punk pop phase where I was, like, jamming to Green Day and stuff a lot.
Yeah.
That, like, turned into actual punk, like Lagwagon and Leftover Crack and stuff. And that, it just kind of, like, split off from there because then, like, there was this metal side, right? Like, Girls was one of the first albums I ever bought with my actual money. That and AC/DC High Voltage. But, like, it eventually came into, like, this big Between the Buried and Me, like, Collars. Rush, yep. Absolutely. Alex Lifeson all the way. But Collars from 2007 by Between the Buried and Me, I think still stands as my favorite album of all time.
Yeah.
And I like instrumental stuff, too, you know, like Intervals. They've always kind of been there. They've been killing it. Aaron Marshall is awesome. You know, but that also ranges to, like, Daft Punk. I was just I was on a big Daft Punk kick yesterday, so it just depends on what, like, my mood is, I suppose. But
I can appreciate that. I do get into like Trent Reznor's and has done a lot of stuff with Atticus Ross for, like, soundtracks and things. And it's not like, you know, a lot of it's just background music. They did the Social Network soundtrack, for instance. And that's just sounds and some beats here and there. But I'll get into that just to see what they're doing, like, on synths and things. And Trent Reznor's he's just weird anyway. But he does. That's you know, having a
like I like a lot of Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Like Hans Zimmer is the man.
Or John Williams. I used to listen to, like, Saving Private Ryan soundtrack. It's fascinating. It's just, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Classical composers like that, which, of course, Hans Zimmer, I don't even know what you call that, contemporary.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not technically classical, but Hans is the man, and, like, Tchaikovsky from back in the day.
I could hear a big symphony behind your old stuff, though. Like, even if it was live, I mean, I'm sure that would cost a crap ton of money to have some, like, Wheeling Symphony Orchestra or somebody. But, I mean, you can hear that in your style of music.
Yeah, we
and you could put that in there, I guess. You know, if you
want. We're looking at doing more of that kind of stuff. Because, like, he can.
But then that goes into backing tracks also when you play live, right?
Yeah.
You have to have that on. Well, I guess you don't have to, but.
But it's nice.
Yeah, and I think a lot of bands are doing backing tracks for just whatever they need it for.
It's for, like, what we do, like, the backing track does fill a lot of.
The fire alarm filled it that one time that I was here. Remember?
Yeah,
that filled in. I don't think that was backing track at all.
No, that was somebody that got.
That was just fog machine, wasn't it?
Yep, somebody got a little too happy with the fog machine.
Wasn't me. It usually is me when it's my own fog machine, but you know.
Reminds me of my family. I mean, completely unrelated, but this is my ADHD talking. We were on vacation. We went to a friend's wedding in New Jersey. We went to New York City for the day. Yep. Got back to the hotel. I started hitting on my vape. Boom! The fire alarm went on to the whole hotel.
Evacuated the hotel?
What? No, they didn't. They came. They saw what room it was coming from, and I'm standing up there with my hands over the speakers. The kids are looking at me. My wife is looking at me like she wants to kill me.
Yeah.
It was
Did
one of the biggest. Oh no! Like, she knew that I was. She saw the look on my face and knew I was feeling it enough. Like,
oh man! Well, at least the sprinklers didn't go off. That would have been epic.
Oh yeah, that
you don't want
epic would have been one word for it. It would have been a good story.
Well, let's listen to one more song and then we'll talk wieners.
Yeah.
I try to get away. Well, I'll tell you about that in a second. But aphelion, what does aphelion mean? I should have looked it up, but I would rather hear it from you.
It is the point. Let's see, apoapsis. So okay, it's the point where the Earth is the farthest away from the sun in its orbit around it.
Okay, all right. So it only happens every year?
Just once a year.
Okay, and we probably don't even know that it happens, right?
No.
Or do you know when it happens?
I don't know.
You never looked it up.
I haven't looked it up. Surprisingly, I'm so full of space.
What is the heliosphere? Is that one of the parts of the atmosphere?
It's actually the protective electromagnetic field that the sun puts around our solar system to
Jesus,
protect
you guys
us.
are all into the science
Hey,
shit.
I had to look this stuff.
He's super nerdy. Like we're all into like the space stuff and sci-fi and.
Well, you've heard of the ocean. The Ocean Collective.
Oh,
all their stuff is all the eras.
I actually got to see
every single one of them.
Every layer of
every title.
Ocean.
Yeah.
Got to see those guys in Pittsburgh at the Altar Bar before.
You saw them?
Yeah, in the Altar Bar. Well, with one of their mini lineups.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But every one is so good though. It doesn't matter who's in that band. It's just. Yeah. So if you're watching, come on the show so I can interview you. You know?
If you know them, I would like to interview them. Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember who all. I think that was actually
probably not even in the band anymore.
Either the
they just put out an album here recently.
They did. What was it? It was this year, I think. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm not a true fan if I don't know. Right.
Whatever. Yeah, but it was them with I think the contortion. It was either the Contortionist or Scale the Summit at the Altar Bar, but right before
probably
the Altar Bar.
That sounds awesome.
I'm pretty sure it was.
The Altar Bar's not even in there anymore, right?
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was an awesome.
I never got to go to the Altar Bar.
I got to actually meet the dudes from the Contortionist, and Aaron Marshall too was there.
Have you been to Club Cafe? I go to Pittsburgh quite a bit, but I'm going to drop this now. I just had guides from Pittsburgh, and they're one of the guys dressed like Fred Durst for Halloween, and he does this TV show on like a local Pittsburgh channel where he's Fraud Durst. And it's a big skit. It's just like an improv thing.
Awesome.
Well, they're doing that live at Club Cafe on January the 5th. And Guides is also going to play their set. So January 5th, I can't remember the time. I think it's like 7 or something like that. And tickets are on Guides' thing. And I guess I can post a link to mine also for that. But it's the Snow... What is it? I'll look it up while we're listening to the song. The Snow Jams... something.
I was just cracking up there whenever you mentioned that because
Fred Durst.
Well, yeah, no. When you said Fred Durst, like he dressed up like Fred because of how crazy Fred looks nowadays. But what's crazy is Wes Borland, right? Always dresses, just this way, and then like Fred comes on and he just has like gray hair, aviators and stuff, and everyone's like, "Have you seen Fred? He's crazy." Wes is just still over there looking like he always does.
Yeah, I guess this guy he met Wes at Hard Rock. When he was a part of whatever he does now, that's not Limp Bizkit. I don't know. He said he was cool. You would think that Wes Borland would be cool though. Like he just seems like the man, All right, here is Aphelion, which or how do you say it?
Aphelion.
Aphelion, which has something to do with science. Okay, here we go. fire alarm went off?
Yes,
It was
because
this
it was
song, I
beeping,
remember.
and everybody thought it was like.
That's what
part
I
of
should
the
have played
song.
instead of that
Yeah.
version. The fire alarm version. Beep, beep.
I always made
That
it
was
all the way to
hilarious.
the. Oh wait, at the time you guys were doing Phasia last, weren't you?
Yeah.
I
Probably.
can't remember. Or was it? No. Not. I can't remember. It was. I was. I don't know what I'm saying. Carry on.
My wayward son.
Let me start over. No, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the fire alarm was over top of the volume of coming from the stage but it fit in certain parts of the song. It
Yeah.
went right along with the beat. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I still have it somewhere. I have to look it up. Show it to you. I won't show them.
I don't care. Show 'em.
Okay, so
Then they know that we're real,
right, and that there's a fire alarm in here.
Yeah.
That was just important.
and it works.
And it works. Yeah. Has it gone off since that? Because that was a couple years ago.
No, and the reason was because like people would leave the door open to this back room, and I would tell them like, hey, you need to close the door.
Yeah.
You know, when you come out, because otherwise every time like if we do use the fog machine on stage, it comes back.
Well, there's a
into this
crap
room.
load that night for some reason. I don't know what.
That was because we were playing, and my sister who works the counter,
Yeah.
she was
It's
like,
her fault.
she was like, do you want me to do
It
the
sounds
fog
like it would
machine
be.
for you? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then
She was juicing it, wasn't she?
well, then she had it, and she was doing okay with it, and then my
Is it remote control?
yes, and
Oh.
then my wife took it, and she thought you had to hold the button.
Mine you do, yeah.
No, mine you just click it, and it sprays for like
And then it goes off when it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and she was just holding it, and it was just like continuously pumping out.
Yeah, mine's like I actually use mine as a foot switch because it's just a green button.
Yeah.
But it has to be green or it's not, or it's still heating up or whatever they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to hold it down for it to. I think that's how I've been doing it.
Yeah, I remember back.
Mine's
maybe
just
I
a
don't.
one push.
Do you have a fog machine, Ryan?
No, I was just gonna say. I remember back when there was a place called the Dojo in Fairmont. and
Called
that
what?
was
I'm sorry.
The Dojo.
The dojo.
Yeah, it was a place in Fairmont, and bands would play there. And he had on for Halloween like this big Hydra, had big 3 heads thing,
Hell
was
yeah.
like 2 feet tall, and he was giving bands like the thing, you know, here.
Oh no.
And you click it and it would like turn its heads and like blow fog everywhere. And I was like, oh, I'm going to use the hell out of this. And then I never used it, not even one time. So
That had to be expensive, that thing. You know, oh, speaking of expensive, and animatronics, I guess. Do you remember Showbiz Pizza that was up on the hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
there was a show.
I found
Yes.
I
Yeah.
found on Instagram, just like the other day, somebody in Barbersville opened. It's called Billy Bob's Wonderland, and it's
Yeah,
all of the
all the
showbiz
stuff,
stuff that works.
Yep.
Well, Danny Strakel wants to go down and investigate it,
Yeah.
like paranormal investigate. Because you would think there's I don't know, is there paranormal shit in animatronics? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I
Could
mean,
be.
I saw a video of the bear singing that James Brown song or whatever. It is creepy,
I
but
mean,
we loved it.
there's Annabelle. You
Well,
know,
no, there's Willie's.
Annabelle was real.
Yeah.
And she doesn't move.
Was she part of Billy Bob's family?
No. but you got Willy's Wonderland. My kid loves that.
What's
movie. Have you seen it? It's a movie with Nicolas Cage where
No.
he gets stuck in this town and he has to clean, kind of like a Showbiz Pizza type place
Oh,
that's
okay.
been like deserted forever to get his car fixed so he can leave because like the town has like no ATMs or anything.
What's going on in that town?
Yeah, it's a weird movie.
Okay.
Super cool. Though.
What's it called?
Willy's Wonderland.
Huh. Nicolas Cage is creepy on his on his
And he has no lines in the movie. He doesn't say anything
So it's a silent film.
for him, but everybody else in the movie talks.
Maybe he's a mute.
It's
I'm looking. See, I look way too into like
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Good movie though.
Well, we're at the most exciting part of the show. I'll let my dad explain. This is my dad. My parents were in Hawaii. This is the wiener segment, by the way. This is the part you've been waiting for, Ryan.
Yeah.
They were in Hawaii in last February, I think it was, and I didn't have anybody scheduled that week, and I wanted to do a show really bad, so I forced them to be on. I asked them, but then I forced them. I was like, "Oh, come on, you'll be fine. What are we gonna talk about? Don't worry about it. I'll figure that part out." But we had a great time, and then my sister gets in the chat, and she says, "You should have Dad sing the Weenie Man song." I was like, "That's perfect," because I was getting ready to do the segment, you know, and he did. So I took it off there and put it on the sound pad, and that's what I've been playing since that point on every show. So here's my dad, and my mom's in one part of this also.
I know a weenie man. He owns a weenie stand. He sells most anything from hot dogs on down. Someday I'll join his life and be his weenie wife. Hot dog. I love that weenie man.
Okay. I've started to do that, afterwards. Actually, he told me that a female is supposed to sing that song, and he wants to re-record and have my mom sing it. And I was like, well, we can't do that now, and plus that makes it funny,
Yeah.
Anyway, this segment has nothing to do with my parents. It's got everything to do with my ex roommate, not because we had a falling out, just because he moved out, Mike, and he's got a restaurant up in the Husky Highway, what's it, 250 or something, 250 towards like Farmington.
Okay, yeah.
He's got a restaurant up there called Grill 250. And Mike is in love with hot dogs. Like, that's his go-to food is hot dogs. Like, when he lived with me, we had hot dogs. Well, we only had it like once or twice, but he would go to like Ritzy lunch and have lunch, and then he would go somewhere else for dinner and have hot dogs. Sometimes he would travel to Ohio to just have their hot dogs. I mean, it just one of those things like people like their wing sauces or whatever, So. I was doing a show last year, and I think the band was in Texas, and he said, I've never been there. Ask them where they go to get a good hot dog. So that's what this is about. It's all it's all about Mike's wieners, okay? Or wieners of something. But so basically, I've had bands on from around here. I've eaten hot dogs around here. I know where I like to go get hot dogs. So what do you guys like on your hot dogs, like individually? What's your topping go to if you eat them? Some people don't eat them. And where would you go to get the best hot dog?
Around here, there's just besides T&L. That's the only thing I can think of locally.
Yeah.
Like around here.
And it's right up the road.
And it is right up.
It's almost next door.
I know.
You ought to just have them move to that space, and you can.
Unless you go to Fairmont.
Oh, well, yeah, Fairmont.
You have Yans.
Yans, yeah. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, if you go there, you ask for ketchup. I've heard. I haven't.
He'll kick you out of the shop.
Yeah, exactly. If you ask for ketchup, which I don't.
And I would, because sometimes I will want ketchup with my everything hot dog.
Me for what toppings would just be chili and onion.
No mustard.
Nope.
All you have to do is add mustard, and then you just say everything, and then they make it.
Man, honestly, like. There's different kinds of hot dogs, and I like them like a junkyard dog, with like some dill pickles.
Like, what do you got? I'll put it on it, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what all goes on it, but I think there's peppers, like banana peppers and pickles and something else.
Okay, and you asked me for Tums when you got here today. You would think that has Tums written all over it.
There was the key word. You would think, but no. I mean, like, I know the consequences of everything before I eat it, but I can't. I'm a foodie. That's what we were talking about at the beginning.
Yeah.
And also a good old-fashioned West Virginia dog with chili, slaw, and relish. Hot dogs are versatile, man.
I've heard several. There's been several responses to this, based on where people are in the country or in the world, and pepperoncinis is a topping.
Oh yeah, that's what's on my junkyard dog.
Like diced tomatoes. And one thing I've never had is like I've always had raw onions, but a lot of people have put grilled onions on there. I've never had that. That sounds delicious.
Simple sauerkraut mustard, man.
Sauerkraut's gross though.
Not on a hot dog. I will never coleslaw. Just like sit there and eat it.
Yeah. Was it the it's coleslaw, right? In like the southern part of the state, they put coleslaw on it.
Yeah.
Idiots. There's a place in Ohio that they put their hot dog chili on spaghetti. Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, it's Ohio for one thing.
Probably one of the when on my last military deployment.
Oh, you were in the military?
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
We were in Kyrgyzstan for like 6 months, and we had a bunch of coalition troops with us, and the Danish guys brought like a hot dog stand.
Wieners. They brought wieners with them.
And
were they all linked together? That's what I'm picturing.
It was they were
shoulder with the ammo.
They were grilled on like a flat cooktop, so the skin on the hot dog had like a bite snap to it.
I see.
And
the casing they call it the casing.
Yeah, the casing. And the toppings on it was just simple. It was ketchup and kind of like onion rings. Sort of like a
that sounds delicious too.
Yeah, it was.
It's like some sheets would do.
It was like crispy fried onions on top.
Huh. Well,
You know, if you're feeling desperate, like Sheets, they're hot. Like
their hot dogs suck.
Yeah, but they're better than like I don't know. It's about as good as you can get at T&L for less than half the price.
Or at home, just make your own.
Yeah. Or that.
Now, when you make yours at home, do you put it in the microwave so you can watch it explode, or do you boil it or grill
I
it?
would grill.
I prefer grill.
Yeah.
Always.
Or frying pan.
Well, if it's like too cold to grill, then yeah.
Boiling is just nasty, I think. Boiling it just doesn't taste. Of course, that's what T&L does.
Yeah, it depends
Theirs
on, I
is
guess,
boiled,
the type
but
of hot dog.
that's T&L. Their wiener's different than ours.
Yeah.
And some people just like the most
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Most stands they'll boil them and then like have you have the little rack on top of the boil plate for the buns.
Right. Oh yeah.
Keep the buns
the steamer. Yeah.
But no grill. It's like you were talking. I like like a brat. To have a bit of bite to it.
Yeah.
Or some what's it? What's the other? Kielbasa.
Mm-hmm.
I like me some kielbasa.
Yeah.
It basically tastes like a hot dog
Yeah.
to me. It's probably got better feel. Have you ever watched a hot dog how it's made?
I've
Okay.
not like on the show or anything, but I've seen like them.
My buddy Tom, he lives in London, and he co-hosts. He'll actually be on the Christmas episode again this year. But he lived in Australia for a while, and he worked in a ketchup factory, or place where they made ketchup plant, I guess. And it was they used like the scraps from tomatoes and stuff to make ketchup, and I was like, that can't be true. I haven't looked it up yet, but hot dogs they really do. It's like a Philly blunt, like they actually it's the feet and the beaks and stuff, just whatever's left over.
Yeah.
And it looks like a Wendy's Frosty.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched it?
Yeah.
Watch it.
I actually think I
It's
have.
delicious though. It tastes so good when they put it when they form it up and everything.
Have you seen them throw all that crap in the grinder?
I've not personally, but
You could throw a Cannibal Corpse soundtrack onto that and watch it, and it just like goes perfectly.
There's that again. Yeah. Really?
No, yeah, seriously. Not even joking. They do it with cattle too to make others like.
Or a Celine Dion CD, or
Yeah.
I could think of a lot of things to put in there.
And mix it all up, and then it's
It's a hot dog milkshake. Wonder if there's hot dog ice cream, like hot dog flavored ice cream. There's got to be. Somebody's come up. Mike probably has it in his freezer right now.
I wouldn't want it.
I would imagine it being something like. Have you
I did
ever
see
heard of,
Haagen
like,
Dogs.
deviled ham? In the
Oh,
cans.
like Spam or something like that.
Yeah, but it's like
ham, the actual.
it's like a puree instead of something solid.
It's dog
I picture
food,
that's
basically.
what
It's
it
dog
would.
food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I picture that's probably what the ice cream would be like.
Yeah, like a frozen gelatin or something like that.
There,
And it wiggles when the table. I don't know. This is weird. This is a weird conversation, but hey, that's what the show's all about.
Oh.
It's not about music. What?
Yeah, it's circling back to TikTok. There are people on TikTok doing that weird crap, making like.
There's
hot
people on
dog
TikTok
gelatin.
that'll start a trend just so people and then people end up dying and they need to caution everybody after the fact. You
Yeah.
know, like people hold their breath for or whatever. It's dumb.
I don't like TikTok.
Does Heliosphere have a TikTok?
Working on it.
Why?
Well, okay, so
Why? We just talked about how awful it is.
yeah, but
Don't support them.
it is if it's one of the most
It's all
popular
about
social
algorithm and
media
hashtags.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was against hashtags forever. Forever
Yeah.
on everything because it's just like a cliche thing. Like everybody's, but it's you get. I don't know how that works.
It's so
Crazy.
weird.
I try to use it.
Well, yeah, I have been posting nothing but music to mine, right? And like I've been posting our Heliosphere stuff onto my TikTok, and it shows you how many views you get.
Yeah.
I've got people from all over
Mm-hmm.
like liking. It's actually getting out there, and it's the most popular form of social
And you
media.
use hashtags with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use a lot like hashtag guitar band, hashtag metal music, hashtag music.
Because
hashtag, like,
I
you
guess
just throw 'em all
what I
out
didn't
there.
understand is that's actually like the search. If people search for that, that's what the hashtag does.
Mm-hmm.
It puts them.
Our new
achieve-
hashtag, we're progressive instrumental
That's.
instead of
I've never heard that
instrumental.
yep. That's good.
Instrumental. There you go.
Have you ever heard of Mallcore?
No.
You remember Grown Bones that played here
Yeah.
from Parkersburg? They're considered mallcore. I think that's their own phrase, but still, I still remember it.
Yeah.
Is that like the
Mallcore.
Denny's band? No, I'm messing.
Denny's.
Hey, like
Could
on my
be.
tablet, I have it's a hand painted mural of the What's Up Denny's band. It's that whole scene.
Do you remember when there was a movie? There's a movie, and I cannot think of it. That said, let's go to Lenny's instead of Denny's. What was that? I don't know. I can't think of it. But I think of that every time when I think of Denny's. When I think of Denny's breakfast. What is it, the slam, what's it called?
The Grand Slam.
Well, the Moon's Over Miami. That's one of my favorite sandwiches of all time.
Yeah.
I'm going to hashtag our show. When I do a clip, I'll hashtag Moon's Over Miami. So it's things like that, you know.
Last time I ate at Denny's, they burnt my toast. And
Those bastards.
I know. And
Did you ask for free toast next time you come in?
No.
You would think that they would grant you that because I'm sure they don't spend much on toast. Well, it's probably $2.99 for a side, like 2 pieces of freaking bread. Hey,
Things are expensive nowadays.
I know.
like milk and gasoline.
We could go on forever about prices.
That's not this show. When's the next time you guys play live, or what do you have coming up that I can look forward to, and the viewers also? And if you need a vocalist, I will audition.
Well, next time we're playing live, what is that?
February,
I think 17th.
That's right. Yeah, you mentioned that. Not the 14th. That's Valentine's Day.
At the Morgantown Art Party.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So,
for the fundraiser, right?
Yep. So we'll be playing that.
You know who with yet?
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Black Hole gonna play?
I can't remember. I just
I'd
looked
have
at
to
the
look it
lineup
up.
today, and I can't even remember.
Oh, so it's like an all day kind of thing?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you know what is Nathan's last name?
Which Nathan?
That has the Pogo Corpse peep show thing.
Oh yeah, I don't. I think I looked him up on Instagram when Black Hole announced that, and
Yeah.
I don't think I know him.
He's the one that's putting it together, so he's got a bunch of different bands, different styles. I think there's even going to be like some other stuff on there, like they normally do.
Pogo Corpse. That's so funny.
So I think there's even some the burlesque dancing and
sweet.
and comedy.
I'll
and
definitely
stuff
be
as
there
well.
for that.
So yeah, that's
With my gimbal.
Supposed to be coming up in February. We may have something. Probably, I don't know.
Well, you have a stage here. You can do a show whenever
we
you
want.
feel like it. You know.
And actually, I got hit up today about booking a show, and they asked us to play on it. So I have to give it.
That's
everybody
awesome.
And figure out a date.
Who is it? You want to say it? You don't have to say it if you don't want to.
Shit Dicks.
Shit Dicks.
Yeah.
Love that name. I got to get them on the show. Just so I can say it over and over again for like a week before the show. You know, Shit Dicks.
Yeah. So
I think I follow them on Instagram. Shit Dicks, if you're watching. Yeah, let's talk wieners.
Yeah, if I had to like accurately say what genre it is, it's probably just like that old school skater punk
It's shit
vibe.
dick.
Like
shit dick core.
Yeah, you would.
Dick core.
It's like you'd go play Tony Hawk's
Skater
Pro
core.
Skater 2
Oh, that's
and
the
hear
best
that,
stuff, yeah.
and hear Shit Dicks
I played
right on it.
that
not even
game
think
on
anything.
Dreamcast. Remember Dreamcast?
Yeah.
I used to have one.
And the Genesis, which
Oh,
the Dreamcast
yeah.
was better in my opinion.
Did you guys have an old school Nintendo, the very first one, where
I
you had
still-
to blow on the
I still
cartridge
have
if it
one.
didn't work?
I still have one.
Do you have the one from Wish?
No.
Okay. You have the
Mine's original.
Okay.
Still in the box.
I got one of those ones from Wish where it gives you all the games.
Nah.
It quit working.
Nah. I only got a handful
What's
of
Wish?
games
It was
left.
like $5.
Just get an emulator on your phone.
Hmm?
Just get an emulator on your
I don't know
phone.
what that is.
Oh, you just
Game
download like
emulator?
you get
Oh.
and then like you pick the game that you want and then like right there on your phone. That's
Son of a bitch.
I
All
just
right.
played Pokemon.
I don't think I
Emerald.
can stick around to play music. I got an emulator to download and do that.
Hey, right after this, I'll show you the whole steps, man.
I do
Super
have
easy.
there's a game that's just like Tecmo Bowl that's on the App Store. It's called Retro Bowl, but they have Retro College Bowl now. So I'm able to be West Virginia. You know, I'm undefeated.
Oh, and PlayStation 2. I got a PlayStation 2 emulator on my phone.
That's kind of old school too. PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
Is it gray? Is that
I still
the
have a
console is gray?
PlayStation 2.
I still have one.
I still have the was it the 360, the newest Xbox, other than the new generation? Was the 360 or is the 360 the old one? I can't remember.
360 is old. I have an original Xbox still and a 360.
Jeez, you
And-
would.
And then now they're on what is it? The X and the S.
Yeah, I don't have those, but I have the
Series
one that
X
was
and
made
Series
before that. That's the one I have.
I still
I
got
still don't
my
play it.
old Nintendo 64 that still works perfectly fine.
I had a Wii, but I had to throw it out because it was somebody had sold it to me and it didn't work at that time. And
So
it was.
you went wee.
I did, yes. That was a good one. Good one. You got a rim shot.
Thanks.
Rim. Okay.
Oh, rim shot. That's not what I was about to say.
Let's see. Tuesday I'll be on again. You have to put up with me again on Tuesday at 8:00 with Heirloom. Nolan, the lead singer, will be on. Maybe one of the other members, but I guess their schedules are kind of weird now. But they will be back. It's been about 2 years since they were on the last time. Hurricane Ian was rolling through Raleigh at the time they were on, and they were hunched in their bunker. They were fine though. But Tracy will be on. We're gonna make pierogies that night because me and
Nice.
when I had guides on, I was trying to dissolve the whole wiener thing, just to get rid of. I'm kind of sick of doing it. I have to do it every show. But so pierogies are kind of big in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that, but they still wanted to talk about hot dogs too, so we had to still do it. But so I talked to Tracy and I said, "Have you ever made homemade pierogies?" She says, "No." So we both looked it up, and it's basically just like making ravioli, but way easier. So we're gonna make pierogies on Tuesday when she comes over for the show, and then I have a couple bands I've been talking to. The Stress Factor's one of them, and the band from Dusseldorf, Germany, called Arriving Home. I've been talking to them, so hopefully get them on before New Year's. Oh, I'm doing a contest. Okay, I'll let you guys know this. I'm doing a contest of sorts. The only thing you win is you'll be mentioned for every episode for a year. I need an intro like a jingle for Keep Me Alive. Okay, all I do is play. I'm still gonna play like a band at the beginning, but right before I start, there'll be 20 seconds or so of whoever wins comes up with.
Yeah.
And basically, you'll be mentioned on every single show I do for an entire year until the next time we do a contest. So that's open to you guys. I know you guys don't say anything in your music. You could, or you wouldn't even have to.
We've heard a jingle before.
There'll be a panel of judges, and I haven't officially recruited these people, but of course I'll be one of them. My friend Trace will be one of them. Holly Turkovich will be one of them. Hopefully, I haven't asked her yet. But and Shockwire, which is he's on Instagram. I haven't asked him yet, but he would be a great judge for this. So I'm going to try to recruit him also. January the 5th is the deadline.
Okay.
11:59. Just you got to be like that contest and shit. And then we'll announce the winner the next day and do a show with them on there. I don't know, but it can't be that long because it's got to be it's got to be.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna play stuff at the beginning because that gives me time to get over to YouTube and stuff like that and get the show started. And then right before I start talking, the jingle or the intro will play. For an entire year.
Write a smooth jazz jingle.
Yeah.
Talk about metal bands.
And somebody in the background,
immediately
all right, welcome to Keep Me Alive. It's like like you're in a lounge somewhere in Philly. But yeah, so you guys are welcome. But it's only open to people that have been a guest or are going to be a guest by December 31st.
Okay.
So that way it's I'll have 230 some to choose from. If everybody would enter, I doubt everybody was going to. That'd be a lot to go through. I'm going to have to get more judges if that's the case. Nobody chatted today, but the live chat is there. People always comment afterwards and likes. I think I saw a few likes pop up. But if you are watching or watching later, subscribe, damn it, because I'm 400 and I'm a long way from 500. I have 431. I'm like 70, 69. I'm 69 away, right?
Yeah. Stop it right there.
Yeah.
Stop it right there. Nobody subscribe. No, 69. That's hilarious. Well, I don't think I'm going to get 69 before the end. I never set a subscriber goal, but it does help. Everybody that subscribes or shares it or just hits the like button works.
Yeah.
I hate saying it, but it's true. It's just like hashtags.
You need to stop it at 666.
I will do that when it's going to be a long way for 500 at this point, so I'll let you know. But no, it's fun. It's fun to do this show. It was nice having you guys on for sure.
Yeah, it was
finally
cool being on it.
Finally, Jackie.
Yeah, you're here at enough shows.
Well, so. Yeah, but we'll do it again. We'll have Zach and Jacob be on only next time.
Yeah, just them.
You guys can sit there and make fun of them the entire time. But I look forward to hearing what you guys got coming up, and especially with Ryan on it now.
Yeah.
On the recordings. It's your birthday. I didn't get a happy birthday thing, but it's not really till Tuesday, so we won't do it anyway. Yeah. But happy birthday.
Thank you.
And I will see everybody else on Tuesday with Nolan from Heirloom.
On my birthday.
Yes. You want to co-host with me and Tracy and eat pierogies?
Yeah, maybe.
It's at the house. I'll give you the address. To play us out of the show, I've played Contranista several times. They were on the show a long time ago, but they're from out in Bakersfield. but I haven't played their newest one that they have released, and it's called Trust Fall, and it's instrumental. It's just two guys, drummer, guitar player. He plays one of those guitars that's like two guitars. Like the,
Oh yeah, double neck.
Yeah, they're badass. They're cool. So this is Trust Fall by Contra Thanks guys for being on. Let's do it again with the other guys, and you can make fun of them.
Yep.